Hi everyone, today we have a general reading about you. Messages from the universe for you. We're gonna have 3 piles to choose from today. We're gonna have a tarot deck, a lighter, and a crystal to pick from. So I'm gonna show you guys the crystals and then explain what's gonna be in the reading. So for pile 1, we have the Howlite crystal and this lighter over here. For group number 2, we have Charoit crystal, gorgeous, and this pretty lighter. For group 3, we have lemon quartz. Sorry, it's a little dusty. And the lighter with the tiger. Okay, so take a look, pick your pile. I'm gonna explain what you're gonna hear in this reading. So basically, I got a little signal from the universe that some of you might need to hear whatever they want to say to you. This is a difficult time for many people because it's a transition moment, and you could have noticed that a lot of people change their jobs, they change locations, they move around, they quit old habits and gain some new habits. So basically, you guys need to hear this, and for each and every one of you it's going to be different. Of course, this is a general reading, so be aware of that. But yeah, we're going to look at messages from the universe because universe wants to be heard today. And I apologize in advance for the lighting because it's been raining non-stop for like 3 days, literally non-stop. So we're gonna have to deal with the lighting today in this condition. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this reading. So I'll see you at your pile. Hello and welcome pile 1. If you guys chose the Howlite crystal, this is going to be your reading, messages from the universe for you today. And then at the end of the reading, we're gonna make a wish using the lighter you picked. So let's put it here for now. Apologize for the lighting again. These cards are glossy, so you could have trouble reading the pictures, but the messages will be just as valuable without them. So first thing I want to do is to determine regarding what situation in your life or what aspect of your life does the universe want to talk to you about. Like, just to frame our picture here a little bit so I don't just swim in the darkness and try to give you random messages. So let's see. For pile 1. Ooh, already. Oh, are you serious? Sorry. So for pile 1, dear universe, regarding what situation in piles 1 life do you want to give them messages and advice about? Regarding what situation in piles 1 life do you want to give them messages and advice today? Okay, let's see, what do we have here? So I believe this situation could be related to some money loss that happened to you recently, or somebody stole something from you. It doesn't have to be money, it could be something of material world. I see that you look at this person or this situation as a betrayal. There might be a man involved, but I see that this is not exactly the person who did that to you. That's you, sitting on your throne, thinking about money, and I feel like you're a rich person in all aspects in general, so there's no surprise people want to take what belongs to you away from you, because you have it and they don't. Simple. So this is some kind of situation where somebody took something away from you and you see that as injustice. You see that justice hasn't been served yet. But there are two powerful cards here. Actually, three. The King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Hermit in reverse. So I believe what you are doing right now is ghosting this person because you don't want to have anything to do with them. I believe this person is your friend or was your friend at the time, very close one. Maybe even a partner, because we do have Six of Cups here. But I would say this is a very close person to you. That's why it feels so badly. That's why it feels like a betrayal. It could have been your best friend. But I see that you are very much alike with this person. An overall picture of your situation is not letting go of pain and betrayal and negative energy in general. Like you're holding on to that because for some reason it makes you feel in control and empowered. For some reason, holding on to that betrayal, consequences of this betrayal, makes you feel in control. Now, I think when we read the messages, it's gonna become clear, but I want to pull some extra confirmation cards on Lenormand deck and see what is the situation in Piles 1 life that spirits want to give advice and messages about to Pile 1. This one. What is this situation? Okay. I think that's enough. You guys have very powerful cards. The moon, the lilies, the bear, and the stork tell me that this situation could be about your partner in life, family partner, or a family member, like I said, very close person to you. It could be a man for some of you. It's a person who you wanted to build future with, or still want to, depending on your situation. But there's like dissatisfaction. Maybe this person promised you something and didn't do it, and you felt like it was a betrayal. But from their perspective, like, it's wrong to expect someone to do what they said they will do, even if it's your partner for life. Your husband, your wife, or just a best friend. You can never expect people, no matter how close they are, to do what they said they will do. It's healthy to, I feel like it's healthy to think that way, because then you're not going to be disappointed when they don't do anything, and then you're not going to rely so much on their promises. Plus, if this person has proven to you in many little things that they're not that reliable as you would want them to be, and they cannot hold on to their promises and make them come true, then maybe this promise is was just in your head, or something that they took from you was expected. You know, for you it was very personal, it was very strong emotions, strong feelings, but for them, and for the situation in general, it wasn't that bad. Like, spirits tell me that it was a miscommunication, whatever that was. But this is definitely about a long-time partnership of some sort, and somehow family related. So let's collect the cards. We got basic information. So now, if you recognize your situation, I suggest you stick around to learn more. And now I'm just gonna pull random decks to see what messages universe has for you. I have like 7 decks today, so it's gonna be a chunky reading. Okay, let's see. Spirits, universe, what do you want to tell pile 1 regarding their situation? That's too many cards. Hold on. Recess. What do you guys want to tell pile number 1 regarding their situation? Spirits, universe, guides, speak up now. Oh my god. Okay, those are not in reverse, it's just the way I shuffled the deck. If I would tell you that this is my worst trio ever in my head, for me personally, that would be an understatement. But those are messages, what the universe wants to tell you regarding your situation, what the spirits want to tell you, what the universe wants to tell you. So let's start from the beginning. We have Scorpio here. It says, brave, passionate, and loyal. Scorpio is one of the most determined signs of the zodiac. Scorpios love to get to know you, and they have the most amazing memory of all the signs. They are often met with many difficult life experiences that force them to grow beyond their years. Scorpios connect deeply to the phases of life, death, and rebirth. Represented by the scorpion, they can be fierce. If you cross a Scorpio, prepare to be stung. Next we have Capricorn. One of the most serious signs of the zodiac, Capricorn is here to get the job done. Represented by the goat, Capricorns are the entrepreneurs and CEOs of the astrology wheel, ready to tackle hard lessons without breaking a sweat. They are ruled by the planet Saturn, which teaches patience and serves as a guide toward inner authority. A major shift happens for most Capricorns during a huge transit known as a Saturn return, which occurs every 27 to 29 years. This is a challenging time, but also an opportunity for Capricorns to grow beyond their wildest dreams. So you see how these messages kind of repeat themselves? Difficult time, difficult situation, something about going to the next level of your own development path. Okay, lastly we have Cancer. Symbolized by the crab, which seeks shelter in its own shell, Cancers feel most supported in the comforts of their own home. Known for being intuitive, sensitive, and attuned to the cycles of the moon, they are often artistically and musically inclined. They are also extremely loyal and protective of those they care about, so much so that it can be hard to pull them away from their loved ones. Don't you dare mess with their friends or family, or else you will get those pinchers. Okay. We do have the repeated message about loyalty. So, I hear family wreck. If you're the person in like a triangle, love triangle, and you're the person who is wrecking somebody else's family, regardless of the rules in your relationship with that person, this is a message for you to stop doing that. If you're messing with somebody else's family, the universe wants to tell you that you need to stop. For everybody else, I feel like you are too attached or were too attached to that person. So all of these signs, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Cancer, suggest that they will kill you for their families. They will fight you to the death. And if you're on the side of the, betrayed party, the universe wants to tell you that you might want to use those skills, you might want to use those inner core strength of yours to overcome this battle, to overcome this problem. And both Scorpios and Capricorns are so different. When you meet these people in real life, they're very, very different. But they have one thing in common, and Cancer too. They deeply understand emotions, and sometimes they dive way too deep. So if you were in a relationship with this person, and you are like, I want to be with you, you're my soulmate, you became too attached to that person, and you built those dreams and those plans regarding your future together without letting the other person know what the heck is going on in your head, and they didn't, follow your plan that was in your head, and you got disappointed in them, well, the universe tells you that this is not the best way out of, whatever events you're stuck in. I also see with the moon cycles and the major shift here, and the Scorpios are also very susceptible to the moon cycles because they're water signs, is that this challenging moment in your life is here and has presented itself to teach you something important. Take it as a lesson. Take it as a little bouncer to learn more about yourself. Look inside of yourself and dig deep into your own world, into your own mind, and figure out why this happened. Because there is an answer. And maybe for some of you, you already started digging, but you didn't get to the core yet. But you're on the right path if you do. Stop drilling the other person. The problem is inside of you. That sounded very offensive, I just realized, but I'm sorry. Today we're working with the universe and she wants to speak. So if she wants to speak, I'm listening and telling you whatever she tells me. So sorry guys if that sounded rude and offensive, but it is how it is. I also see that those are two water signs and the Capricorn is earth. There's probably a lot of emotions surrounded by you. I mean, you're surrounded by a lot of emotions, either your own production or somebody else's, but you need to balance those emotional states of your own existence with fire and earth. And you don't really need the air energy here, but just the lightness would be nice. So balancing the elements in your own body, balancing elements in your life could be the thing you're looking for. Okay. Now, which deck do I want to choose? Let's see. I want to use a couple of decks at the same time. So, tell me, dear universe, what messages, no, what signs are important to pile 1 to see right now? Give me the signs for pile number 1 regarding their situation, their problem. What signs should they be looking for? What signs should pile 1 be looking for in order to solve this problem? This is beautiful. Dear pile 1, what I see here is that, again, there was some sort of miscommunication on your end. You either received wrong information about betrayal in general, or you were the betrayer person. Like I said, if you're in love triangle and you're the person who wrecked the family, and you did that because that other person who you're in relationship with promised you a lot of things and never did it, well, there is that person to blame as well. So you need to first clarify whatever happened. Get the facts with cold mind. You see how big the 7th chakra here? I mean, those are not chakras, probably, because they're 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. But I kind of saw this image in my head that the 7th chakra is like, it's purple color, and it's basically working with your spiritual side, with the information around you that's floating in the fabric of the universe. Okay? So you need to clarify whatever happened, because you might not have all the information. You either have been misinformed, or whatever promises the person gave you were just straight up lies. So be a little detective-ish about that. We have exploration with 9th house. I think you should go on a little travel within yourself and figure out where you stand with that person. Do you want to continue being in a relationship with them? Do you want to stop talking to them? I see that with the Hermit in reverse, you kind of isolated, but not exactly very, you didn't decide yet. You're not very determined what you should do. So this is the sign for you to figure it out now. The sooner, the better. But at the same time, no rush, because you need to do it honestly with yourself. It has to be deep enough in your heart, in your soul, so you can make the right decision. But I feel like the more you stay stuck in this relationship, in this situation with that person, the more it rots you from inside out. It's like poison. And it doesn't mean that the person is bad. It's just whatever happened, these events, you collected them inside of your own body, and it's poisoning you. And it's not healthy. You have to let it out, but it has to be clear. It has to be processed. It has to be real, honest, okay? We also have Mercury with messages. I believe you should clarify your boundaries as well with that person, because I don't think you explained to them why you felt hurt and why you felt betrayed. So once you've clarified the facts, once you explore within yourself what you want to do and like really make a decision, talk to them. You don't have to go in person, you can literally message them, but there needs to be established a balance. You see how those are two snakes, one black and one white? It's just yin yang sign for me, and they argue with each other probably, or it's just what I see in this card at this moment, but they're still stuck on the same sword. So in order to get unstuck, you need to talk to them, but before that, make sure you clarify the situation. Okay. Oof, got a mild headache from your reading already. Let's see. What else? Those are the signs you should be looking at, by the way. Those are like what we have. Clarify, we had explore, and we had messages. So pay attention to those things literally, but also use the advice that I told you, that I channeled for you guys. So let's see. Advice from the spirit guides. Advice from the spirit guides for pile number 1 regarding their situation. Oops, my bad. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I also want to take this deck. And let's see. Advice for pile number 1. Dear Universe. Advice for pile 1 regarding their situation. Okay. And I have 2 more decks to show you guys, but a little later because it's gonna be hot. So first of all, we have White Willow, the Ways of Water. With this message, I can see that again. Let your emotions out. Let your feelings out if they're hurting you. If this situation is hurting you, if this person has been hurting you, you need to let them go. And if that means separating and going away and flowing away literally to become this beautiful green tree on this card, that means it has to be done. It's the universe's way of clearing your energy and clearing the space for you guys. So might as well trust the universe. You see how it's raining outside? I don't know where you're at, but in California it rains like hell right now. But it's a good thing because that's how Earth cleanses itself. And like I said, you have a disbalance in your body regarding the elements. So you might want to get rid of that extra water by taking a salt bath. I know water on water sounds weird, but actually if you add salt, then the salt is gonna all the water inside of you, and all the water inside of you will go outside of you. Gosh, English. Sorry guys. So yeah, you need to cleanse of this situation, of this person. Next we have I wonder if that's a C. Cyclicality? Yeah, I read it right, but with elderberry. So you see how this card has sort of like seasons? And again, we have the tree here. So first it has like the berries, then it has the flowers, and then it has, which is kind of wrong, the flowers gotta appear first, but I think my biology lessons were a little weird, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm going the wrong direction. So maybe after winter there has to be flowers and there's gonna be berries. But just accept this transition as it is, because there is nothing you can do to. You can't go back in time and change whatever you said, whatever happened, and how you felt. But what you can do is eliminate those bad emotions, and the next card is also about that. Eliminate those emotions. Process them correctly. There's not really a correct way, but let's just say process it safely for yourself and the people around you, because for energetically strong people, and I'm picking up that you might be that person, it's very important not to harm anybody, because we can. And those of you who work with magic or with any type of healing or anything else know that we can kill without even saying anything or doing anything, just by really wishing and thinking we can harm people. And that's something you need to be aware of. Don't let your anger hurt anybody else, because that's a bad thing to do. That's a big no-no. Also, we have the third card, and it says let magic in with vervain. Vampire Diaries, Jack. Oh, she literally let the magic. Never mind. We're not talking Vampire Diaries here. So you see how this card has pretty much the same energy as the second card. So it's basically cycles. The weather's changing, so the sunrise, sunset, and then the sun is high up, and then the clouds, different weathers, different times, the 3 different roads. That's a sign for me that you guys are standing right here at this moment. You need to choose your path. And you need to choose wisely. Leave all the bad memories. Not leave them, but like process the emotions, like I said, and leave those bad feelings, bad attachments in the past. Leave any like financial attachments. Some of you can have those too if you're in the partnership. That could be a case as well. Don't think about that right now. Think from the perspective of, I only care about myself. And I need to be healthy, and I need to take care of me right now. And I don't care about anybody else. I need to take care of me. I need to make a decision in my best interest. And on this note, I'd like some cocoa. By the way, the spirits inspired me to drink hot cocoa today, which I rarely do. And in case this drink is somehow important to you guys, just so you know, it was here. Much, much better. Let's see the second row, what we have here. First we have Preselai Bluestone with Pilgrimage, and it says Sacred Sites, Grid Work, Dragon Energy. Coincidentally, next year is, I believe, the year of the dragon, because I think so. I think so. Next year is the year of the dragon. So that could be a sign for some of you that this situation or your upgrade will fully develop in the next year. That was just some random message. Pilgrims are very interesting people. If you ever read the book, I'm gonna say it wrong, but Paulo Coelho. I definitely said his last name wrong, but he wrote a series of books about being a pilgrim, and well, that's how I see those books. I don't know his history precisely, but I know he's done some great journeys, and his books kind of talk about it, so I recommend you read them, or if you already have, good for you. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite book of his, because I'm a fan. And there's I believe it's called Magician's Diary, and the Valkyrie. What's with my language today? Valkyries. Yeah, those are two books discussing sort of like his development path. I've read others, but those two are my favorites. So if you read his books, let me know what's yours. But the entire book is about how he learns to be him. And with that magic, and maybe you have the magical abilities of some sort, and maybe it's time for you to finally get a good grip on them and develop them. You know, the most difficult challenges are given to the strongest people, and they become stronger because of those challenges. So if you ever find yourself asking the universe or guides or anybody else, and I do too, don't get me wrong, why me? Why the hell am I supposed to suffer? Why me? I feel you, but that's because you're strong, and that's because you have the power to overcome your own problems. And this is a rare gift in our world. So, use it. Next we have blue kyanite and honeysuckle. It says Sword of Truth. Oh yeah, somebody needs some truth serum. And it also says Freedom, Warrior of Light. Stop holding yourself back. Didn't I just say, like, bloom, people? Bloom, it's your time. And I feel like you will finally get to that point in the next year, 2024. If you're in 2024 by any chance gonna watch that, well, congratulations, you made it. But for people who are watching it in 2023, this is your time to start blooming, to start developing your powers, your abilities, yourself, and letting go of the attachments. Next we have Jade and Pink Lotus. Sink into silence, reflection, and tranquility. And I want to read those two cards together for some reason. So it says Subterranean Nodules, Way Shower, Shake Up the System, Cellular Upgrades. So if you're not familiar with the anatomy of our bodies, or physiology more so, it takes at least 6 months for blood to entirely renew in our body. That's why bad magic, bad spells, curses made with blood take so much time to get rid of. Because blood needs to be cleansed physically as well as energetically. And if I didn't see in your cards at least that you have something on you, but if you're familiar with what I'm talking about or you want to learn more, this is your sign to start learning. If you ever wanted to do physical therapy or some sort of touchy-feely with people, like hands-on work with people, I don't know, what can it be, like massage, maybe a palm reading, something you wanted to learn for the longest time and you kind of like, maybe it's stupid, maybe it's not gonna work. universe tells you right now that it's time and you can do it and it's worth it. Yeah, this card just confirms my theory about the fact that you need to process your emotions and dive deep into yourself to find the true nature of yourself. Because you see people around you very well, you can feel their problems, you can feel and relate to their pain, but nobody really asks you, like, hey, can I dive into your pain? Can I see it? And you're that person who prefers to see others' pain, and you try to understand people, or at least it's your potential. If you don't yet, it is your potential. And it's important for some of you to hear, and oh my god, I want to cry right now, but if that message was for you, please take it. It's very important for empathic people, especially if you're Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn, Cancer. If you have potential to understand people, it's worth every bit of pain. It's worth everything. Because when you understand people around you, you understand yourself. And that's how you can find a way out of anything, pretty much. Whew. Okay. I need a mental break from you guys. Let's see. Lastly, I want to pull some fun cards for a change. So, Inner Effing Peace. The deck is called like that. So let's see. Messages. There is one spirit guide in your I can see this spirit guide. It's either like it has this energy of an old lady or an old dude, and they're grumpy, but they're like, wow, that's amazing, because they want to speak because you never listen to them. They say, this never listens to me. I'm so tired. And they're like swearing at me, but I can't do it on YouTube. But there is one spirit guide particularly that wants you to finally hear yourself, because those spirit guides are a part of your soul. That means technically you already know the wisdom they want to share with you within yourself. You have it. They just help you reflect on it, you know? So whatever messages I'm gonna pull out, please take it personally. Take it personally and assume that's from that spirit guide, because he or she or they want to speak. And like, my deck is vibrating in my hands right now. That's so awesome. So dear spirit guide, for pile number 1, what do you want to tell pile 1? Oh god, he's not gonna be merciful. What do you want to tell pile number 1, spirit guide? Oh my god. Okay, number 4. I'm sorry. Sit down and shut up. Good advice. In other words, meditate. Oh, whoever this is, they love you, but they're like tough love kind of vibes. Keep calm and freaking breathe. But yeah. Raise the vibe, one breath at a time. Raise the vibe. It means you're too stuck on the emotional, physical side of things. You need to raise your spiritual side as well. Because you don't obviously you haven't been listening to that guide, or I don't know if you have been listening to any of your guides. It's like there's something inside your head that does. Do you hear me? Hey, I'm here. You're stupid. You're doing something wrong. And basically, when they're done trying to reach you, they get angry and they attract the situations. Well, spirit guides never get really angry. It's just an expression. But they attract such events in your life that if they cannot explain to you good enough something that you need to hear, then they're gonna attract situations, bad situations in your life, to show you their point. So if you don't understand in a good way, they're gonna play bad cop with you. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's very needed. No comments on this one. You're blessed. What's one thing you're grateful for? Perhaps you have been very low on vibrations again, and you didn't notice how much power you have and how much knowledge you can acquire in your lifetime. Maybe you're very young still, though my audience is... I was surprised by that fact, but my audience is like 35 to 50, I believe, the majority of you. So maybe you have young soul that wants to learn a lot and you feel like time is running away from you. It's not. It runs the same for everybody on this planet. I mean, for all humans at least. So try to find things you're grateful for. I cannot explain to you how this energy works really, but this is the most powerful energy that I know of. Being grateful makes everybody shiver in a good way. You feel like the world is colliding inside your chest, and it's such a beautiful feeling. If you're truly grateful for something, express it. Don't just hold it within you, because universe also wants to hear back from you. You don't have to do it, but it's very good. It feels very great, so might as well try it. And lastly, we have Om Shakalaka with let your break... Wait, what? Oh, let your freak flag fly. I hope I read that correctly. If you ever felt like you're a weirdo, if you ever felt like you're misunderstood because you want things to be different than the society wants you to make things, it's time for you to find your own path. Okay. Beautiful messages. The spirit guide is laughing now. And they're happy that you opened this video. I think just because of you, Pile 1, it was already worth to film. I'm in this kind of conditions, and I see the sun is coming out right now, like right this second, so yeah. Let's see. Last messages for pile number 1 from the universe. Messages from the universe for pile number 1. Beautiful. First of all, we have the dark side. Don't hide yourself away. And I want to read it together with this card. It says singularity. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. Don't hide yourself away. This is a message that, like I said, I feel like you have enough energy to change your situation, and I feel like you have enough energy to develop yourself into something very beautiful, very powerful, very good, and balanced. And if right now it doesn't seem like that, that just means you're still working. You're a work in progress. And lastly, we have full moon. Protect your energy and hold your stars close. Didn't we have full moon like a week ago? Never mind. So, maybe you guys, this could literally be full moon. Maybe full moon is important to you for some reason. But it's a stage that you need to reach. So that will be your, not final destination, because there is really no final destination until you die. You still gotta develop and work and learn and do something until, well, basically you're gone forever. But until then, think of your final destination, of your highest point, as full moon. And if something goes wrong, think of it as the moon is just growing. Okay? And eventually you will reach that state of completeness when you will feel complete on your own without anybody else interfering. And it says protect your energy and hold your stars close. Don't let people take away your power to change your own life. Don't give people, partners, whoever, that can be family members, very important. Don't give your family members the power to decide your destiny. You are your own person. Yes, if those are your parents and they gave you life, well, yes, they gave you life. Yes, be grateful for your life, whatever and however it turned out to be as. But also, it's your life to live. Be grateful. Say thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for making me and bringing me to this world. Thank you, universe, for letting me leave my path, because I don't want anything else. I just want to be me. Those are the most powerful things you can do. Thanking your parents, truly be grateful for your life, is a big challenge. I don't know why it's coming up. Probably for some of you this is very important, but I feel you. Parents can be tough, and especially for people who've never seen their parents. Being grateful for their life becomes a challenge if you have suffered because of that. Take it as your path. Still be grateful for your life, because life is priceless. It's worth every challenge that you may see and encounter on your path. Okay, so, wow. Dear Pile 1, that was your reading. Now, I want to make a wish. Please think about your wish, and I'm gonna blow it for you here. So, whatever it can be, you can just send like your gratitude to the universe for today's messages. That's what I want to do. But you can also make a wish, something that you really desire deep in your soul, something that you want. So, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So Pile 1, thank you so much for sitting through this reading. I hope you guys liked it. I know we started a little slow and a little dark, but I had to make this video. I had to tell you guys what the universe has been trying to tell you. It is important that you hear it right now. So please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these videos. Express your love and gratitude for me or for the universe in the comments. Leave a like if you did like this video, and if you want any particular topics to be discussed in the future readings and future videos, you can suggest them in the comments. Also, you can purchase your own personal reading at my Etsy shop. It's linked in the description box. You can also support me through Instagram just by liking my posts and my reels. And yeah, I hope I'll see you again. Bye, Pile 1. Hello and welcome, Pile 2. If you guys chose this beautiful lighter with the bird and the Charoit crystal This is going to be your reading. Messages from the universe for you, everything you need to hear. Before we begin, I would like to take a look at regarding what situation spirit guides and the universe will be giving advice to you about. So just to kind of determine the field of work, so to speak. Let's see, regarding what's... No. I didn't even ask the question and Spirit's already trying to mess with my cards and pull them out, but no. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's see. Regarding what situation do you guys, the spirit guides, the dear universe, do you guys want to give advice to pile number 2? Regarding what situation do you want to give advice to pile number 2? I can already hear the phrase, you against the world. A broken heart. Yeah. Okay. Right off the bat, I can say 2 things. You against the world and a broken heart. So most likely this situation has something to do with your love life or partnership. We'll see in depth about what exactly a little later. But you did choose the lighter. By the way, we're going to use the lighter to make a wish at the end of the reading for those of you who are going to sit through. You guys chose the letter with the pink bird, which I think is kind of significant because birds are often messengers of love. Like you see, you have a swan here and 2 little birds over here, and you have an owl. Yeah, so definitely somehow related to love. And I think it's mostly related to some kind of money situation. You do have a broken heart. I feel like somebody stole your passion. You see how this bird is sort of like taking away the wand? And you might feel like somebody stole your passion or somebody stole your heart and broke it. And this, honestly, this message could not be related to the money, but there is something to do about your resources. So perhaps your love interest, your feeling, your materialistic representation of love is stuck with that person right now. And you can't make a decision regarding that. Because overall energy of this situation is the Queen of Wands with the beautiful lioness here. She's wearing a crown made of stars, and someone brings her the wand, the passion. And she's surrounded by sunflowers, and this is very rich energy. But it could be related to actual money, or it could be related to the resources. Like somebody, you feel empty. I don't know in which field. I could guess that it's definitely related to your relationship with somebody, but also like you feel emptied out. You also chose Charoit crystal, which is one of the rarest stones in the world. And we do have this little heart from a very nice person in Sedona. He kind of gave it to me. But the fact that you chose this stone represents the work that it takes to connect to your own femininity. So it could be that you lost something valuable to you as opposed valuable for everybody else. So you could lose your love, like love as a feeling, not love as a person or the feeling for someone else. You just lost the feeling and it bothers you. And of course, broken heart doesn't help here. There is some struggle with that. There's some loss here, like some energy of being stuck. I also see that you tried to approach this situation wisely, but for some reason that either didn't work out or too many people did not agree with you. Like I said, you against the world. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on, I forgot. Hold on. Please go back. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna keep these cards here for now. What I want to do is use my Lenormand deck to basically pull clarification cards. So, regarding what situation do you, dear universe and the spirit guides, want to give advice for pile 2? Regarding what situation do you guys want to give pile 2 your advice? Ooh. Okay. Interesting. So there is double confirmation with the sun, is that you lost some resources, and it could, like, for 60% of you be money, but also you lost a sense of stability. You lost a sense of ground, like somebody threw you off your feet, and not in a flirty, funny way. You've definitely encountered some obstacles. And I believe we have a King of Hearts and I forgot the name of the sign, but it's like 2 kings here. And they're both, one is bringing trouble and the other one is kind of bringing peace. But I also, because we're reading what's the problematic situation that happened in your life regarding what they want to give you advice, you are that lady, you're represented by that lady, and you're looking away from the sun, the house, and the clouds. So you're letting yourself ignore the situation, like shit happens and we need to move on. That's how you approach it at this moment. But there is something unclear about your approach, so that's probably why spirit guides want to talk to you. Okay, let's collect the cards. Now what I want to do is start pulling advice. I have 6 decks today to use for just advice and just messages from spirit guides, so why waste any time? Let's begin pile 2. So for pile 2, dear universe, spirit guides, what do you want to tell? What's your advice for pile number 2 regarding their situation? Okay. There's one more card underneath that. So let's see. This card will be a shadow aspect. So for the actual advice, we have Pluto. Pluto represents transformation and rebirth, and will force us to undergo change when necessary. Pluto also represents a challenge or power struggle, the one who never gives up on an argument. This planet forces us to confront our shadow self. Bro, seriously? Seriously? I just said that. Our tempers and passions and come out stronger. Once you engage with this tempestuous planet, God knows what that word means, you'll never be the same, which isn't a bad thing as long as you learn to roll with the punches and embrace personal evolution. It takes Pluto 12 to 31 years to change zodiac signs. God. Yeah, so what I'm taking from this message is probably it took you a very long time to figure out that you need a change. And right now, at this moment, change is necessary. And challenge and struggle is just some buddies on the road that you're gonna have to take with you. And before we read that one, I want to read the shadow aspect. We have cardinal. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are the cardinal qualities. These qualities represent leadership within the zodiac. Aries, the first zodiac sign, indicates the spring or astrological new year and the birth or beginning of something. Cancer is the sign of summer solstice energy and the abundant wellspring of the divine feminine. Divine feminine, exactly what I was talking about. Libra balances our scales with the fall equinox, indicating we have made it halfway through the year. Capricorn brings us to the end of a cycle as we spiritually hibernate with the winter solstice. So like I said, you've been going through phases in your life that didn't necessarily make a lot of sense because something was off. So this is your shadow aspect, your lack of divine feminine, your lack of seasonality, like cyclicity, like when you have to, everybody follows a cycle. We all do. We are born young and small with baby skin with no problems, and then we age to the top of our years, and then like 45, 50, I don't know, for everybody's gonna be different, but we reach a certain point, our most exciting point in life, or so to speak, the highest moment in our lives, and then we go down again to where we aged, and then we go down more, and then we die, and then we get reborn, and then that's the cycle. So you haven't been following the cycle in the right manner. If you are a woman, you could have been experiencing menstruation cycle like abnormalities. You haven't been consistent. That's also a sign that your body needs a change. Something isn't working properly. That's a very good indicator. If you're a man, you could have mood swings, which is also abnormality for most males because they have more stable response to the stressors around, and generally their emotional scale is less, how do you say that, like, it's just less. Women feel every 30 seconds they can change their feelings and their emotions. Like one of my friends said that he got sick with COVID, and he was like, man, I felt so bad. I was like, I woken up and I was feeling fine, and then 30 minutes later I was dying, and then 30 seconds later I was hungry, then I started eating and I wasn't hungry anymore, then I started being sick from the food, then I went to bed, then I couldn't sleep, then I woken up, and then I wanted to sleep again. And he was like, and I was like, that's like Women's Day. You just describe a normal day in my life. So if you are if you have been experiencing something out of normal, that's your work that you need to do. That's your shadow side that you need to work on, is poking their heads through. Your shadow side wants you to feel the need to change. Okay? So for the astrology, we have planetary retrograde. Planetary retrograde occurs when a planet appears to move backward in the sky from our vantage point. In fact, the planet is not moving backward. Planets always move in the same direction in their orbit, but when its relative speed and proximity to Earth changes, it can create the illusion of backward motion. I want to pause here for a sec and tell you again, if you have been experiencing events in your life, like something doesn't work the right way, you feel off, the vibe feels off, okay, that's a sign that you need to start changing something. And like this card says, progress and development and learning and overcoming challenges it doesn't equal moving backward. All it means is that you see it. Your perspective shows you that you're lower than ever, but in fact, that's your point of growth. To be continued, every astrological planet aside from the Sun and Moon goes through retrograde. Retrogrades are a great time to take a break from the fast-paced nature of your day-to-day life. Reassess things and set intentions. In the birth chart, retrograde planets can indicate the ability to see matters from a psychic perspective. This could be a sign for some of you to go seek professional help, like get a personal tarot reading, or just talk to like life coaches, or maybe it could be even psychologists, but I would go with somebody more magical and mysterious, you know. Psychologists don't very impress me anymore. So yeah. It says that every astrological planet goes through that process except for Sun and Moon. I don't know if you guys seen the moment in Teen Wolf, and I'm sure it's not just Teen Wolf, it's something else, but when they didn't want to turn into werewolf to calm themselves down, they said that three things, I forgot the word, but probably constant, or like the things that always are there, the Sun, the Moon, and the truth. So the fact that Sun and the Moon do not go through planetary retrograde, so they don't show you the sign of falling backwards and losing your ground and, you know, degrading, I think is a sign for you guys to make sure you know where your base is. Sort of know your constantes, know what's never gonna change, or if it changes, like at least it will be minor changes, right? So find this thing to hook your attention to, because in the moment of transition, like I said in the beginning of the video, you can experience a very painful transition if you don't have anything to be sort of like an anchor. If you don't have anchors, then you're gonna just float away in unknown direction, and it will be hard to come back. So you need to have anchors, something stable enough that will keep you running during this transition, that will keep you safe, stable, and protected in a way. Okay, so yeah, that was your astrological messages. Now what I want to do is pull some signs for you, my pile too. I don't know why I speak like a freaking, what's her name, Georgia from Ginny in Georgia. Like I want to use that accent. I don't know why, but Perhaps that's important for some of you. I was just speaking about the signs, so maybe it's a sign. By the way, about that TV show, actually, it's relative how well they did it, but it discusses a lot of problems that many people do not know how to address. And if you are struggling with understanding your own problems, and if you're like a teenager, go watch this show. I don't know. Do whatever you want, but it's an okay show. So, let's see. Signs for... We're not doing it. Actually, we might. Never mind. Signs for pile number 2 regarding their situation. Messages, signs from the universe. What does pile 2 need to pay attention to while solving their problem? Okay. A lot of horns here. Do I want to pull one? No. No. Sorry. So let's do it this way. What do I see here first is that there's a lot of horns in here. We have a Capricorn with horns. We have 2 deers fighting for something with horns, and we have another deer over here also with horns. And if crab could have horns, I think it would have them. So you could be the Capricorn, or I don't know who else in the zodiac chart has horns, but you could be the Capricorn. We have achieve, confrontation, arrival, and immerse. Notice how these 3 cards give a earth vibe to it, and I think the signs you should be looking at or pay attention to the most is what makes you, what triggers you. Find your triggers, because they're gonna be a big hint into whatever you need to change and pay attention to, and that's what universe is trying to tell you. Pay attention to the triggers. If you go for a walk and you see, I don't know, if you just walk in the middle of nowhere in the street, and there is a man with Doberman is walking alone in the night and just walking with his dog and yada yada, and for some reason that situation, this person makes you angry, that could be a sign of unreleased trauma that you need to work on. And it could be anything, really. It could even be the way people hold the cup that could trigger you to be angry or happy or something else. Don't just look at negative triggers, though if you find it hard, then just look at the negative triggers just to speed up the process. But if you are like well self-aware, self-developed person, then you can start looking for both triggers, for good, for positive and negative, because any emotional spark, and also like spike as well, any emotional change that occurs fast and that occurs sudden and makes you feel a certain way is worth your attention. So that's the sign you should be looking for. What makes you angry, envy, jealous about somebody else? There's a girl in my class, there was a girl in my class who really, like, I didn't even know her. We never talked. We just were in the same class for like 2 consecutive semesters, and the first semester we didn't talk at all. She didn't pay attention to me, and I didn't pay attention to her, but she didn't do anything. Like, if we were doing teamwork, she wouldn't do anything, and I was like, that bothers me. Okay, that triggers me, because I hate when people don't do something when everybody's supposed to do something. But that's just because I'm not allowing myself to do nothing. I'm not allowing myself to relax and let somebody else take over control and do the job. That's my problem as well. You know? But it became her problem when I worked through it and she didn't, and she kind of started snapping on me. Like I said, we didn't have any previous connection, relationship, or anything. We didn't even talk once. And then in the next semester, she started reacting very strangely and acting very strangely around me. She would like literally take out my equipment, and like if I didn't know how to use it and I was asking questions, she would just take out my equipment and start doing it for me. And that's a trigger too, but now I was triggering her, not the other way around. So pay attention to those little details. If people who are learning, in the process of learning something, and they're like make you go crazy, like, how long is it gonna take you, dumb person, idiot? How long is it gonna take you to learn? Why are you so stupid? Why are you asking so many questions? Maybe that's your inner blockage, that you don't allow yourself the time and effort and money to teach yourself something you really want to know. You're not letting yourself, and that's why it triggers you in somebody else. Okay? With the Cancer here, I think you also need to pay attention to your emotional triggers. And it's a little bit different from the behavioral triggers, because behavioral triggers is when your somebody else's behavior triggers you to feel a certain way. But also it can be with emotions. Like, what does fear make you do? Do you just stop and stand there still until the fear goes away or the situation resolves itself? Do you run? Do you fight? What do you do? Like, pay attention to your reaction, your inner response to the feelings and emotions that your body and the system and your head receives from the world outside. That's a very important thing. Okay. Whew. By the way, I'm drinking hot cocoa today, and I think it might be important for someone because spirits literally made me make cocoa, and I almost never drink it. So if this is a sign, like an important sign for you, for something, somehow it's related, please pay attention to that sign. That's much, much better, actually. My throat hurts a lot. Okay, now I want to take 2 of my other decks and see other messages for you guys. Like I said, 6 decks. It's a juicy reading. I feel hyped too. It can be the sugar from cocoa, but I feel hyped for some reason. Maybe you feel hyped right now watching this reading, but I feel like I want to go, I want to run, I want to kick something or someone. I want to, I don't know, it's like an emotional spark, so pay attention to that as well. This could be some clue for your situation. Your challenge and your problem was related to broken heart and the loss of resources. So maybe you are too emotionally involved with people around you, and that's how you lose that resource. Maybe you become too emotionally involved. I mean, girls tend to fall faster than guys because they have dreams and they have like stories, and you know, they make up this world, and it hurts when this world of dreams shatters and the person is just like, oh, I thought we were casual or something. You know, it could be something else for you, but just an example. So let's see messages from spirit guides and the universe for pile number 2 regarding their problem situation that we discussed earlier. Messages, advice for pile 2 from the universe. Let's see. Messages and advice for pile number 2 from the universe. Okay. So first message I immediately want to read is that perspective matters. Truth is something that doesn't change. Like I said, this is a constant thing. Truth, whatever you do, you can only change your perspective about it. But the core, the truth, stays the same. You see this apple here? If you look at it from one side, it could look like a heart, and it's red. From the other angle, it could look like a circle. From the third angle, it could look like a white heart, or peach, or kidneys. I don't know. Who sees what? But your perspective matters. Same over here on this card. You see mountains stay the same. Sky stays the same. Stars stays the same because they don't go anywhere. It's just our perspective, our visual apparatus, how we see it changes. So we can see colors. By the way, colors don't exist apparently, which is a really sad thing to know. But as an artist, I hate to know that. I want to unknow that. I want to just forget that I heard that. But colors do not exist if we don't look at them. And things do not exist if we don't look at them, which is also kind of frustrating and triggering. So yeah, perspective matters. First card says let magic in. Then we have forbidden fruit. And then we have great space. If you were exposed to such environment that made you feel insecure about your opinion and your perspective, you were just in the wrong crowd. I believe that everyone has a chance, or has to have a chance, to express their opinion as long as it doesn't harm anybody. So, like, for example, you want to say something, you watch my video, and you're like, well, I disagree with how she read this card. You want to express your opinion, you're welcome to do so. I might not answer, but you have the right to express your opinion. It doesn't harm me. I mean, I can be sad or upset with you, but that's not your problem, right? So, same here with you. It's not your problem how people see your perspective. It's not their right to judge your perspective. It's just your perspective. You want to see the apple as a circle, it's going to be a circle for you. The way you see it, the way it exists in your universe. Because like I said, if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist. With the forbidden fruit, I also see that you could have been shamed for love. You could have been shamed for expressing your emotions and expressing your feelings and talking about your opinion about things, talking about your perspective, especially about family and traditions. You could have some unrelated to traditions opinion about marriage, for example. You might have a different perspective on a relationship that most people do. And if you were shamed, I'm really sorry. You deserve to think and to live and to feel whatever the heck you want to think, feel, and see, and express it the way, I mean, preferably express it the healthy way, but if you can't or don't know how to, then we'll express it somehow and figure it out on the way. But I'm really sorry, and spirit guides are also very sorry that you had to go through shaming problem in your life, but it was necessary. It was necessary for you to find, like, to see the problem, you know, because without that shaming, you wouldn't ask the right questions. And if you're watching this reading and you're still listening to me, then it means you want to know what the heck is wrong with you, with your divine femininity. Okay. What else? Okay, let's start with the second row. We have Fulgurite and Rosebay Willow Herb with regeneration, acceleration, change, and shamanic wisdom. We have Crystal Grid with focus, create with intent. We have Gold and Apple, rewriting, Queen's Codes, Her Story, Healing Distortion, and we have Blue Kyanite and Honeysuckle, Sword of Truth, Freedom, Warrior of Light, Stop Holding Yourself Back. There is bright message about the femininity here. I'm pretty sure whoever is watching it has problems with their divine femininity. Like, I'm almost 99.6% sure that you guys need to work on that, and spirits and the universe are leading you towards that. Just let it happen. And we also have double confirmation with the apples. Apple is traditionally a symbol of fullness, being full, being healthy. And also the poisoned apple from the Cinderella story. Was it Cinderella? No, it wasn't Cinderella. Or it was. It wasn't Cinderella. It was Snow White, right? Some princess who bit the freaking apple, and I forgot her name. So, your true values, this little bird in your hands, right? Something you've nurtured, and it could have taken you a long time, but that something beautiful was poisoned by people around you, was poisoned by this social perspective, somebody who shut you up. And it is time. The spirits are yelling it out. It is time for you to speak your truth. It is also time to stop giving a damn about anybody else around you. Just try it. Nothing will change for you except you're going to be happier and healthier. Because like I said, if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist. So if you don't let other people define who you are, if they don't look at you, for them you don't exist. But also, it works the other way around. If you do not look at them, if you don't listen to their opinions, they do not exist in your universe. I know that might sound egotistical and wrong and unhealthy in so many ways, but for you pile to need to hear this. If somebody shamed you for just being you, I would say what you can do with these people, but YouTube forbids me from, saying the truth in the manner I want to say it in. So I'm just gonna say those very stupid people who shamed you should regret their bad behavior and reflect on it in a healthy manner. Okay? What else do we have here? It's time to take your resources back. And you can do it. You have to cut the cord. If you're still, or you think, or you feel like you're still in love with that person, if that's about love situation, because for some of you it could be different, but if you are still emotionally attached, if you're still thinking about this person nonstop, if you are questioning your life choices, that sucks your energy right out of you, and it goes to that person or to that problem. So start paying attention to yourself more, and also focus on solution. Focus on your goal. Rewrite your history. And it says Queen Codes, Her Story, Healing Distortion. This is very important. Maybe your feminine position in a social network was compromised. Maybe somebody made you be the man, be too strong, be too hermited, be too isolated from everybody else. Maybe the world made you do it, but try another approach. You can still embrace your feminine side. You can still embrace your femininity in a very beautiful way. You just need to pay attention to that. Like, redirect your energy to that solution, not to the problem. And I also see that those two birds match. You see how beautiful it is? Okay, I want to collect the cards now. And we have 2 more decks to go. Now, this is like one of my favorite decks. So for group number 1, there was a specific spirit guide that wanted to talk through this specific deck. For you guys, I don't feel like it's going to be from somebody in your spiritual family. It's just from the universe. Like, take it as a general message regarding your problem. So, messages from the universe for pile number 2. Let's see what you have to say, dear universe. Messages for pile number 2. Messages for pile number 2 from the universe. Okay, I want to take this one because it keeps just appearing. Oof. What do we have here? Give that shit up. Awesome message. And we have, there is better shit on the horizon. That's one of the wisdoms that not many people share with other people, because they're like, you have to figure this shit out on yourself. But yeah, don't get too attached to bad people. Not necessarily bad people, but emotionally intense situations, because you're gonna miss the intensity, miss the adrenaline, miss that feeling. Trust me, the universe will bring you more. Just let it go. Let go of it. Okay. Second, we have, decide your vibe. Yes. And we have, it attracts your tribe. Decide your vibe, it attracts your tribe. Beautiful, and also means that whatever energy you put out in the world, that's what you're gonna get back. Like I said, if you're focusing on the problem and not the solution, you're gonna attract more problems. You need to focus on your feminine side. Like your own feminine side. Okay? That's very, very, very important. That's like the whole topic of this reading, because we did have the problem card, the Queen of Wands, over here. Lastly, we have addicted to inner peace. Get your quick fix. That's what I've been talking about the triggers. For some of you, food or drink triggers could be also important. Quick fix. Addicted to inner peace. I want to leave this card like that. I'm not sure, because of the lighting, you could see like the blur, but addicted to inner peace sounds like a good advice and a good motto for life. So these are gonna be last messages for you guys. Hold on. Messages for pile number 2 from the universe, please. What is this song? I wanna move away to a place where I can let go. It's very sad, but I cannot sing it properly right now because my voice is dying. But yeah, something about the song. Let's see, messages for pile number 2, universe. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay. We have reevaluate. In the starlit sky, we still look for the falling stars. Discover, spot new opportunities, and expand. Growth is often uncomfortable and messy, but necessary. Wow. Okay, so with the first card here, reevaluate. In the starlit sky, we still look for the falling stars. It's hard to find a partner in this world who is going to be right for you. So when we already encountered some connection with somebody else, it feels right to stick to that connection. Regarding that card as well, there's better shit on the horizon, so, but it's more comfortable to stick to what we already know. It's very scary to establish a new relationship with people around, and it's very scary to try something new, especially if the previous relationship didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. It's scary to make that step, the leap of faith, if you wish. But this is your sign to reflect on your previous relationship, realize that it wasn't you and it wasn't that person. You two were just not perfect together. You were not a good match, or whatever lessons you needed to learn, this person already taught you, and it's time to move on. Okay? And next we have discover, spot new opportunities. Definitely develop yourself more and more, because the Queen of Wands energy is the person is a lady who's passionate about whatever she does. So if you see a sign-up sheet for a dance class, take it. Don't think about it too much. Just go on. Just take it. Just make that step and see what happens. Be open to new experiences. Like, sort of go into it blindly. Don't expect anything. Just go and try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, move on. Try something else. Maybe it's gonna work next time. Okay? And lastly, we have expand. Growth is often uncomfortable and messy, but necessary. Well, I have nothing to add to that because, well, that's pretty much self-explanatory. If you are experiencing some challenges in your life right now, that's just a point of growth, and it's gonna be messy because that's how we develop. You know how muscle fibers, they have to tear in order to grow back, to grow stronger. Bones break as well, and the fusion, like after a break, there is a fusion point. Like this was a breakage, and then the bone kind of grows and kind of attaches to itself, and this is going to be your next strongest point. So think of it as you overcome some challenges in your life, that zone becomes stronger. That spot in your life becomes stronger. So if you establish some grounds, if you establish rules regarding how you want to play in a relationship, how you want to play in health, how you want to be in business, and you establish that framework for yourself, and you establish your own rules, and you follow them, it makes it less vulnerable to idiots around. But that doesn't mean it's never going to change, or your perspective shouldn't ever change. But once you go through a breakage point, this point becomes your strong side. So you turn your weaknesses into your strength. Okay? So yeah. Let's finish this reading up with making a wish. I'm just going to express gratitude to the spirits and the universe for being here today and helping you guys out and sending you messages through me. I appreciate you all sitting through this reading. So you have like 3 seconds to think of a wish you want to make, or you can also express gratitude to the universe. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'll blow it for you guys. I hope you made your wish. Awesome. So pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for sitting through. I know it was a lot of information, and sorry if some of the messages sounded a little bit harsh, but I can't change my nature. Straightforwardness is like Capricorn's best side, so yeah. I think at least. But thank you. If you want to see any new specific topics, let me know down in the comments. If you want a private reading, check out my Etsy. It's in the description box. All the cards are also listed. All the decks I used today also listed in the description box. You can support me, and I'll be very happy if you leave a like to this video and subscribe to my channel to see more videos just like that, or better. I promised to fix the lighting, but I couldn't put off this video any longer because it's literally been raining for 3 days straight, like with no breaks of sun, except for pile 1 today. But yeah, thank you, pile 2. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye! Hello and welcome, pile 3. If you guys chose this beautiful lemon quartz crystal and the tiger letter, this is going to be your reading. All about, well, it's gonna be all about pretty much messages from the universe that you need to hear ASAP. Before we begin, I would like to take a look at what situation those advice is going to be about, and what messages will come through regarding what situation, just so I can avoid stumbling in the dark, and this way it will be easier for you to understand in which area of life, in which niche of life you need to make changes or take some steps, or you know, do whatever is necessary. Let's start. So, for pile number 3, what is the situation? Dear universe and the guides, do you want to give advice to pile 3 about? What is the situation you want to give pile 3 advice about? What is the situation you guys want to give advice to pile number 3 about? Okay. Okay, let's begin. First thing I notice, which is like surprising, is that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 high arcana and the Ace of Swords. So that tells me you guys have pretty strong energy. Well, shall we start? Right off the bat, I pick up the energy of duality, of being strong and being emotional, being vulnerable and being protected. There is some sort of duality that I pick up on. It could be about some sort of, I want to say biblical, but it's not the word I'm looking for. For some of you, Bible could be important, or church could be important. Just the word biblical is kind of on the tip of my tongue, and I can't ignore it. So, but there's some analytical situation going on. You see, the overall energy of your pile, of your situation that the spirits are gonna give you advice about, is 2 of Swords, which is like making a choice, making a decision, and this person is blindfolded. So it's sort of feeling the world without seeing it. It's following your instincts, and it's making a choice based on what your gut tells you. There's a decision that needs to be made, or the one that has already been made. With the Ace of Swords, oh, something fell, never mind. With the Ace of Swords and the Justice card, this somehow, for some of you, can be related to the legal matters, like divorce, or the opposite marriage, or some legal matters. But I keep hearing the word biblical. Somebody is judging you for the things that you've done, but it's biblical. like you've made some sin in the eyes of the social world, and it's a serious one. But at the same time, it's about legality. So you could be from one culture and you could change your belief system. So you were Christian and you wanted to change your belief system, and you did to I don't know. I'm not really into religions, and you became pagan, for example, or you married a Muslim and you are a Christian, you know, like there is a duality, some sort of duality in this, the opposition kind of feeling of this pile. So, and also with Two of Swords, it's also like opposition and duality. So you could have changed your legal name or belief system or something like that, something very serious. So it's not or and, it's more like and. This is about something regarding your emotional state, about pursuing your dreams, following up on your talents, developing new skills, sort of like little money matters. Like the Page of Pentacles tells me that you're trying to manifest something beautiful through your art, through your passion, through your how do I put it, like through your fire. You're trying to manifest something big, something emotionally strong, something that nobody can question. It could be related, but I think it's more like two situations that spirits will guide you on, but they're happening at the same time. If you guys are from pile 3 and you know what kind of legal matters related to duality you're facing and you feel like sharing, please do, because I'm kind of interested what it was. I'm pretty sure not all of you will change religion and culture and get married with a person from another culture and so on and so forth. So let me know what else you think it is in your life, if you feel like sharing. If you don't. But I'm gonna pull my Lenormand deck and see a little bit more about the situation, so some clarifiers. Let's see. What is the situation that you guides and the universe want to give advice to pile number 3? What is the situation? Okay. The ship was first. What is the situation? What is the situation you guys want to advise pile 3 about? Okay. So this has something to do with big changes. Like I said over here, like it's a massive change, and you're making a decision or already made a decision or trying to make a decision, and you need advice for some reason about this serious matter. So you see how the man, this is you in this specific in this question, you're represented by the main man and you're looking at the sheep, and that tells me about that you are making decisions regarding relocation. You see, we have crossroads. Again, some decision that needs to be made, or the one that you have already made that's affecting your life already. It's like you can't find the approach, the correct approach that you want to use. You don't know. Maybe that's where this duality comes from. You can't decide which approach you want to take. Like, do you want to be strong, or do you want to be vulnerable? Do you want to show... Do you want the masculine or feminine side? Sort of, you know? With the writer, I feel like you're waiting on some message, on some news to develop. Maybe if you're relocating from a region or a country where, you know, current events are affecting it, then no wonder you think about it a lot. but you're waiting on some kind of message, and that message will be crucial in your decision regarding either relocation or some kind of travel or some kind of big decision. Okay, let's collect the cards. Oops. So let's see. I feel like this is a interesting situation, but at the same time very polygonominal. I can't find a better word. Like, it has many approaches and angles you can look at it from. So let's start. I have 6 decks for you guys today to read the messages for you. So let's start with the first one. What messages? Advice. Dear universe, what do you want to give file number 3 regarding their situation? What messages do you want to give them? What do you want to tell them? Universe, spirit guides, what do you want to tell pile number 3 regarding their situation? Okay. Okay, this is going to be shadow aspect. And last card. Beautiful. This is very beautiful. Okay. Planetary return. A planetary return occurs when a transiting planet crosses the spot it was in when you were born. Each month, we have our lunar return cycle where the moon connects with the position it was in the moment we were born. Each year, we have our solar return, our birthday. Saturn returns to the point of the birth every 28 to 30 years, and this is often a major coming-of-age moment associated with committing to a career path or long-term relationship. Here's your big decision over here. The time each planet takes to travel, the wheel of the zodiac determines the significance of each return. The longer the return, the more powerful it is on our lives. So again, there is a confirmation about the big change that you're facing. I feel like what Spirit is trying to tell me and you guys is that whatever decision you're gonna make, this is going to affect you for decades ahead. So just consider that. So next we have the Mercury, and the Sun is gonna be a shadow aspect of that card, or your shadow aspect. So Mercury represents expression and communication. Mercury rules how we communicate, whether through in-person conversations, text, emails, or phone calls. Known for being analytical and curious, Mercury, which changes signs approximately every 14 days except when in retrograde, can help us better understand our own thoughts so that we can gain clarity in all situations and relationships. Mercury is also known as the trickster, especially when in retrograde. So you might want to check the calendar and see where the Mercury is at right now. Is it retrograding? And also, you might not have all the information in hand. If this is about relationship, if this is really about the transition on marrying someone from another culture, you do not have all the facts. You need to educate yourself about the subject you're about to dive in for decades ahead of you. Okay? So this decision, to make a proper decision, a better one for you, you need to study the subject of your decision-making process. Whatever it is, you need to study the situation. So the shadow aspect will be, in astrology, the Sun represents our identity and our conscious mind. The Sun, which changes zodiac signs approximately every 30 days, is the most important feature of our birth chart because it represents our ego and will, leading us on our life's path towards our goals and giving us our unique personality. Our Sun sign dictates how the world sees us. Because I'm reading this as a shadow aspect, I think it's important that during this transition, during this decision making, you are being honest with yourself. If you're changing religion, make sure that you believe in whatever you're going to change into. Make sure it's not just for marriage or just for a contract. If you're changing business plans or fusing with some other company or doing any legal matters, make sure you have your own best interest in mind first. Okay, because you might lose your personality during this transition. Sorry, guys. And because it represents our ego and will, think of it as you're being too stubborn to notice what's best for you. I'm not saying don't do it, whatever you decide to do. I'm saying that universe wants you to make this decision deep inside of you. Not just because somebody told you something, not because you feel like doing it right now. This is too big to just follow your heart. This needs to be a logical decision as well. And lastly, for this deck, we have full moon. Once a month, the orbit of the Earth is exactly in between both the Sun and the Moon, resulting in the full moon. During this phase, energy is extremely emotional, passionate, and ready for release. This is a good time to let go of anything that is no longer serving you. The full moon can also shed light on inner truth, bringing clarity and personal discoveries. The full moon will be across the zodiac from the Sun in this phase. For example, if the Sun is in Aries, the Moon will be in Libra, so exactly the opposite. People born in this phase are typically emotional, sensitive, and compassionate. You might want to take a look at your astrological chart and see where your Moon is, and where your Sun and Moon is. So, but generally, this card just tells me that full moon is naturally a very, very emotional period of time for any human being, especially for men. If you're a male and you're making this big decision, make sure you're not doing it on the full moon, because males are more susceptible to cycles. They're not used to the transitions. They're not used to those big emotional jumps during the day like women are used to, So pay attention to your emotional state. If you're not ready to make this decision, if you feel in your gut that you're not ready, do not make it. Do not sign any contracts until you have clarity. All the facts, all the information is on the table. Put it in front of you and then make a decision, a proper one. Because, like I said, this is a very big transition for you. This is going to affect you decades, not just years, not just weeks, decades ahead, okay? So yeah, pay attention to that. Where are you looking? Okay. Now, I'm grabbing a different deck and asking the same question. Oh, actually a little bit different. I need to ask what signs, what should you guys, pile 3, pay attention to? What does the universe advise you pay attention to regarding this problem solving? What signs does pile 3 needs to pay attention to regarding their problem, regarding their thing? What signs does pile 3 need to pay attention to? Okay. Signs does pile 3 needs to pay attention to? Okay. Okay, what do we have here? We have dignified with strength. Strength card repeating again. Only this time it's with number 13. I feel like if you are if this is a yes or no decision to change your life or not, and you're like, if this is a decision about traveling somewhere or marrying someone, I feel like do not be afraid to be strong, and do not be afraid to use your masculine logical side to make this decision. Do not be afraid to approach the situation from the point of view of a cold-hearted bitch. Okay. I spelled it wrong. Never mind. You got what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, you gotta be cold-hearted in order to make the best decision for yourself in this transition moment. It is very, 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 very important. Okay, so next we have Uranus with change and 6th house with sustainability. This is not really obvious, but please watch out for, if it's regarding somebody else, like partnership or another person or like a business partner, watch out for the changes in their personality when you talk about this transition. If it's related to them, of course. If it's like your future husband and of different religion or different culture, pay attention to how they react to your thoughts, to your feelings. If they're not being sustainable about it, if they're not cherishing your perspective, then do not make that jump into nowhere. If you feel a slightest doubt about this person, go with your gut. Do not fall for their BS. Like, this is a huge warning from spirit guides. And also number 44, be the man. I think the best approach here is to be the man. Be strong, masculine, be determined, be logical. Leave all the emotions out of it. This is not a decision you can take lightly or emotionally. Okay. But also don't be a jerk, because we do have dignified. If you are going to disappoint that person's, expectations, do it properly. Do not just write them a text saying, hey, I don't want to go. Explain why, and make sure you're calm and chill and you're not letting any emotional BS disbalance you. Okay. Let's collect the cards. Now I have 2 more decks. Actually, I have like 4 more, but 2 more for now. Again, I want to pull advice and messages for you from the universe and the spirit guides. Pile 3. And can you please not? Thank you. Okay. Messages for pile number 3 regarding their situation, please, from the universe. What the? Never mind. Do I need one more? No. Yes, maybe? No. Okay, hesitation. Okay. And deck number 2. I feel like I'm falling for you. It's not even a real song. It just kind of came out of my mouth. Okay. Messages for pile number 3. Are you... No. Messages for pile number 3 about their problem. How to solve it. Any advice you guys want to give pile number 3? Advice Advice for pile number 3. Advice for pile number 3. Would you look at that stubborn card? Yeah, I think 3 is enough. The reason why I'm like not happy about this card showing up again is because it was in pile 2's reading, so I don't like when that happens. It's just stability in tarot kills me, so let's just start from the very top. So we have the forbidden fruit with apple, we have defying gravity with reishi, and we have light in the darkness with St. John's wort. So first card, I want to read this one. This is going to be the first card. You see how the sun is trapped in a cage? This is your personality. This is about your ego. Maybe you're entering a state of being where you cannot express your ego. You're not allowed to, or for some reason you're disabled of that ego, or you have to give it up. It's actually a support mechanism in our functioning human body system that helps us to survive, to acquire resources for ourselves. So if anybody at this point asks you to give up yourself for that person or for that contract, or act in not in your best interest but it's in somebody else's best interest, you're just giving them your sun, you're giving them your life resource, and you're giving them your energy. And you see how the snow is around? It's literally snowing around. You're gonna be blooming in that little circle, and nothing is gonna be like matching your vibe. So light in the darkness. Okay? With the forbidden fruit, I see that once again that's a confirmation that it's some sort of big change that might not be approved by many people. If it's a company fusion, maybe you guys, you're like, if it's different countries, your countries could be at war and you're trying to fuse those two companies together to make something better, right? Not many people will agree with that. If you're marrying into a different culture or different relationship where religion change is required to be married, also not many people will accept that. Be prepared for that. If you're making that decision, be aware of that. And also about this card, you need to gain some perspective. You need to have more opinions than what you have at this point. You need to clearly understand where the hell you're going. Okay? Yes. With defying gravity, establish a safe route home. Wherever home is, like I say in many of my readings, you should have your base where you can come back to, where you can resign, sort of, like take a vacation time from your new life and go back to your old life just to, recharge. With this card, the one that I kind of didn't want to pull out but kind of had to, we have tip your resources with Bardock. This looks like a cauldron to me. So I feel like at this point you should stay home. If you were planning on traveling, I think this is the universe's advice to stay home for now. Remember, it's just for right now. You either do not have all the information, that's for sure. You do not have enough information to make that leap of faith. One, and second, there is something you need to do at home. Establish something at home, like maybe that's the base that I was talking about, maybe it's something else, but you have to do something at home. You are needed there now. Maybe it's just for yourself, maybe it's for somebody else, but you are needed at home. Please take that into consideration. Okay, let's start with the second row. Amethyst and passion flower, violet flame, transmuting, breaking addictions, nervous system. Violet flame is Archangel Michael's like aura color, Archangel Michael's color. If the name Michael is significant to you, if Persian culture is significant to you for some reason, also like double confirmation for that. But Archangel Michael is the strongest, considered to be the strongest archangel in the hierarchy of archangels. So he's basically, he can be a warrior, he can be a healer, he can be anything you need him to be. Pretty much, he can manifest love, he can manifest protection. So that tells me that you should be your own whole, complete person before you make that decision. You need to be in your own, like, you need to have your own gravity. Right? We have defined gravity here. You need to have your own gravity. You need to have your own roots. You need to understand who you are before entering that company fusion, relationship, whatever, making that decision. You need to understand who you are and what you want. Like, for real, deeply understand what the heck you want. Okay? Next we have Emerald and Milk Thistle, Heal the Healer, Soul's Truth, Atlantis, and Emerald Tablets. So if you don't know, Milk Thistle is a great liver cleanser. So if you, and we also have breaking addictions here, if you are, you know, experiencing any addictions like smoking, drinking, and this is for some reason gonna affect that decision, you have to clear your liver, cleanse your liver before moving on to making that decision. I mean, we do have the forbidden fruit here. You could be playing with drugs or alcohol as a possibility here. Or maybe that decision is somehow related to the addiction of yours. You can be addicted to a person. You could be madly in love and forget about how important it is for you to keep your ground and to stand your ground and to make decisions based on your best interest. Okay. And finally we have Fulgurite and Rose Bay Willow Herb with regeneration, acceleration, change, shamanic wisdom. I think you should seek guidance from somebody else. I think you should seek guidance from your spirit guides. If you don't want to go and ask like a professional tarot reader personally, this is just a general reading, of course, but if you need to make that decision, I suggest you go to someone wise. Maybe ask spirit animal if you have one, or ask nature spirits. Go to the nature, because shamanic wisdom is basically interacting with the spirits. So if you're afraid of it, if your culture does not accept it, I don't know what you're doing in my channel, but still, maybe it's time to gain some perspective. Okay? Yes. If you are into addictions and spiritual development at the same time, maybe it's time to find some other options, because those addictions, whether it's a person, drug, or alcohol, or something else, it's slowly taking away your resources. Maybe that's why you need to go home. Maybe that's why you need to stay home, because in your state of being, it's too dangerous to make such a big decision emotionally, physically, and mentally. You're not ready for it yet. Okay. Let's collect the cards. Let's see. Lastly, I have two more decks. This is one of my favorite decks. It's called Inner F in Peace. And I want to just pull some advice for you from the universe. If you're too, how do you say it, traditional person in tarot readings and tarot cards world, so I suggest you close your eyes and don't listen to me for like 5 minutes, because those messages are wild. Okay. Dear universe, what do you want to say to pile number 3 regarding their situation, decision making, their problem that we were talking about? What do you want to say, universe? Okay. I want to pull one more. Okay. And lastly, last deck, yay! I want to pull some last messages. Final messages for pile number 3. Universe, spirits, please. Okay, only 2? Okay. So let's start over here. We have get your sweet ass outside. Like I said, go to the nature. Live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, drink the wild air. If you experience addictions, they're worsening if you do not go out enough. So nature is actually by itself a very healing spot, you know? You don't have to necessarily go somewhere fancy or visit some temples or, you know, go somewhere to be in the nature. You can just go and hug a freaking tree. That's gonna be more helpful than sitting at home and doing nothing. Okay. Message number 2. I'm in an offline state of mind. Unplug. It's very interesting. You need to take a break from people, from everybody who keeps putting information to your ears. You just need to get away from them and from your own thoughts as well. And talk to the Hamsa. Talk to a leader, a spiritual guide, maybe shaman or shaman. How do you say that correctly? No. Because I'm done listening. Talk to the Hamsa because I'm done listening. That's a very good message. So maybe you complain a lot to the universe, or like ask questions a lot, or too many questions, or watch too many tarot readings regarding that big situation of yours. You just need to get away from everybody and make this decision on your own. Maybe some guide can help you, like some actual physically present person can help you. It's after shit o'clock. Yeah. Take a 5-minute mental vacation. More like 5 days mental vacation. Yeah, like I said, all these cards are related. And last 2 messages, we have boundaries. Put a ring around yourself and your energies. Protect yourself from other people. They keep interfering with that situation. They keep putting information that's benefiting them into your ears, and you believe them because they're your closest people. Make sure that this is your decision. I cannot stress this enough. This has to be purely your decision, and it's okay to back out and say no if you feel like doing it. Okay, last message. Singularity. You are your own sun, moon, and stars. Yes, please. You don't need anybody else to complete you. You don't need no man, you don't need no job to complete you. You need to be yourself in order to be whole and complete. Okay? Please, 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 just take care of yourself first. Don't let people take away your truth, your freedom. Okay? That was your reading, pile 3. But now, what I want to do is make a wish. I'm just going to be expressing my gratitude to the universe, to the spirits, for passing on through me the messages for you guys. You can make your wish or also like express gratitude. Think about it. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay. Pile 3. My dear Pile 3, that was your reading. Please let me know how it resonated. Please tell me how the situation unfolds if you feel like sharing, because it's very interesting what you're experiencing. Let me know in the comments what topics you would like to cover in next videos, and leave me a like if you like this reading. Leave a comment if you just want to say something. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos just like that. Besides that, Pile 3, I wish you good luck in making your decision. I know I can feel how tense you are through the energies, but just get away from everyone and everything should be fine. Okay? Alright, Pile 3. Thank you so much for sitting through. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye!